Can't do the scripted. I like to keep it earthy. Welcome back to the O Gauge Evolution podcast, episode number 9. I know it's been a bit of time. Been a bit of time, like 2 months, and figured, what the hell? Let's get it going. Hit up one of my buddies. You might know him, young Sydney. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to be here. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing great, man. We got Bush Light, we got trains, we got new trains coming,
Yep.
and I get to hang out and bullshit with you for a little bit. So it can't be too bad of a night.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
oh man, yeah, it's been a long hiatus, and I figured it was time to get it going. And I know for all of you guys who are listening that may or may not have watched my stream, there is a big guest coming on my podcast soon. And I know I said it was going to be the next podcast, but it'll be the one after this, maybe. We will have our very first guest that's not my friend on the podcast, so that'll be cool. If you don't know who it is, Kevin Quinn, the of TCA fame. How about that? Well, Sid, there's been a lot of big news going on in the industry, the hobby.
It has been.
There's been a lot of big news, and some involving Kevin Quinn, and others involving a company that we may or may not know of called it's Lionel. They got sold.
Yeah. They're spicing it up. There's a lot of stuff going on with the manufacturers right now. Lionel, of course, being the biggest, it makes it the center of attention, and this is kind of a big deal, and everyone's freaking out. Literally,
Yeah,
everyone is freaking out.
yeah. I see people in the Discord thinking the world's coming to a screeching halt because Lionel got sold, and history says this is not the first time that Lionel's got sold.
No,
So
no.
it's
It's not the end, like, I have to I've said a bunch of stuff in Discord and also on calls and things, and, like, the number one thing that I can say is trains are not going to go away. That's, like, the most basic way to put this. The trains are not going to go away. Like, it's this isn't, like this isn't someone buying out Lionel to just get the name. It's they're buying it because the name has so much behind it that they wanna make their brands be part of that. That's
right.
what this is.
Yeah. And I kind of relate it to it's real similar to if people are in the car world
Yeah.
know about the Holly Group,
Yep. Exactly.
Holly Fuel Systems, Holly Carbs. They have a whole network of brands, and it's real similar to this is the way that I see it. It could be different. It could be more to it than that, but it seems to me it's just a bunch of companies coming together. So I don't think we're gonna lose our precious Lionel.
No, I don't think we are. Now, has Lionel been flawless lately? No. No. I love Lionel, like, they're the reason why we have all this stuff that, they're the backbone of 3 Rail scale, but, as of late, there's just been some kinda ups and downs and just a lot of stuff going on the last year with, the tariffs and them changing to, like, the little pamphlets for a little while, and there was just a lot of uncertainty, and this kind of explains that. Apparently, this has been going on for about a year now, so I guess it kinda makes sense that they were, you know, just trying to set themselves up in a position where they could transition to this. Now, do I think that they're probably gonna change some stuff? Yeah, like, I don't think that you're gonna see the same exact stuff you were seeing before. Now, do I think you're gonna see nothing that you were seeing before? No, I actually think you're gonna see a lot of reruns because they're just gonna try and reestablish stuff, make money, just do well. They're not gonna try and push the limits, but you're still gonna see toy trains, you're still gonna see scale trains. I remember I mentioned that in the server and people were
Yeah.
getting a little worried. Yeah, you're gonna see a bit of everything, but, they're they're in this for making money, and so when you sell a company, you gotta reestablish yourself.
Yeah, and, like, the way that I looked at it was, they were owned by an investment group. Um, their name escapes me right now, what the hell the investment group was. Uh, yeah, it was Guggenheim, I believe what it was. But, I feel like, anytime that a company that buys them that already makes other models, that's probably better to be owned by a company like that than to be
Yeah,
owned by an investment group that just wants to make money. I feel like
exactly.
I feel like they should be in a better situation.
Literally, I don't think it's gonna be quite like this because it's not a single person, but back in the '80s, you went from General Mills who saved Lionel from the post-war era, they just really were not well, and so they kinda kept him alive, and then once they reached the point where it just wasn't, stuff wasn't working, Richard Kuhn, enthusiast, businessman, he bought it and he kinda brought even more life back to it. That's kinda what happened with Lionel in the 2000s. They went from Wellsprings Associates or whoever Richard Kuhn had sold them to, and then the Guggenheim either bought them or there was some deal, but, you know, it's just a case of this is a next step. It's definitely at a very weird time just with everything going on,
Right, right.
but it's just a mixed bag. It's hard to really know what's gonna happen. I just don't think, like, even though I love scale models and I love, like, I wish they'd make new stuff every single catalog, and I wish they'd just, I don't think that's gonna happen immediately from this. I think they're just gonna try and strengthen and get back to where maybe at least with the public, where they were previously, and make money, of course,
Yeah, I mean, you never know, man. They may be setting up for a renaissance to go back to the quality of the 2014
right?
era.
But yeah, the 2010s, I kept mentioning that in the server, is like that 2008 to like 2014, 2015 range, like that was like I wish I was the age I am now then, like, cuz it would have been amazing to see all the catalogs. You've talked about it plenty. That 2014
Yeah.
catalog, that was a stacked catalog.
It's
You've not
stupid.
seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, I wish I could have, experienced that from a more hobbyist standpoint. I was a kid, so,
Yeah, if you guys listening get a chance, or if you don't know what we're talking about, you're new to the hobby, do yourself a favor, go to, Lionel's website, go pull up their catalogs where you can see all of their past catalogs, and find the 2014 volume 1 or big book or signature, whatever the hell they were calling it. I
mm,
think it was signature then,
yeah.
and just look through that catalog. It's ridiculous that all that was in one catalog. The other ridiculous part is how much of that product in that catalog is now in my collection. It's kinda silly, but there's a pile of them out of that book, so
It's good stuff.
it is. It was fantastic, and I would love to
Mhm.
see Lionel return to uh, where they're to that level again,
Yeah.
like, we don't have to rerun the Vision Big Boys, but just when you're making product that was that solid, just one after another, and they were just showing up on, like, just money, like,
Yeah.
those were the days.
It's a case of, like, you had Mike Reagan at Lionel, and you had a few guys who had some passion and some knowledge of the model trains and just modeling in general. I'm
Yeah.
not saying Lionel doesn't right now, but I think some people higher up, it's very obvious and it makes sense. It's very much business oriented, it makes sense. It's a business. But when you have passion behind a business model, you get stuff like what's going on with Sunset right now. You have success, but you also have like a lot of interesting stuff. Like Jay is doing amazing stuff with Sunset because he's passionate about it, but he also understands the business. And so you had that with Lionel in the 2010s. Like they knew what they were doing when they made that big boy. They knew what the heck they were doing. They
Yeah,
they had it down.
there's a reason there's 3 of them sitting around here right now, so,
Yeah. You've probably said it before. I'll say it right now. 2014 Vision Line Big Boy, the greatest three rail O scale model ever made. You will never change my mind.
it's 100% accurate in my opinion as well. I get asked a lot, because I have a decent amount of engines. Obviously,
Yeah.
I'm not Eric Siegel. I don't have,
Yeah.
ridiculous amounts, but I have a decent collection, and,
Yeah.
people ask me all the time, like, what my favorite engine is, and my answer every time is, my favorite real life engine is the B&O EM1,
Mhm.
without question. My favorite model train ever made, the Vision Big Boy.
But
Like,
yeah.
funny, I have 4 big boys and 4 EM1s, so go figure
Yeah.
that out, but
Yeah, no, they had it together, and they still have stuff going right now. It's just a lot of inconsistency and a lot of uncertainty. That's probably honestly the worst part for customers is not knowing what you're gonna get all the time. And so maybe that's what they'll bring back with this. I'd
I
much rather gain that than gain a bunch of new tooling.
right, yeah, give me the quality back and
Mhm.
the when I open a box, I know what I'm gonna get. You know, I don't have to question it, and, like, I know that I've said recently that I think Lionel's colors are, trending in the right direction because of the
Mhm.
diesels that I've seen. You were with
Yeah.
me at Legacy Station, all those diesels look really good.
They did look really good.
So I feel like they're trending in the right direction, but, we still got that underlying problem with them damn marker lights, Sid. Like, they're still
Yeah,
not right.
they haven't worked on that. Like, they dimmed them down a little bit, but they're still
The color's wrong, you
very
know?
neon, very it's very much a case of, you know, if somebody was more of a modeler and was part of that development, they would have been like, "Oh, it's really cool that we have 2 colors now, but, like, that's, like, space neon green, not, the jewel that used to be on the side of a steamer," it's kinda different.
And the other thing about that is, those are the bicolor marker lights when
Yeah.
they really went downhill, and now I saw on the new Vision GP40-2s that I have 3 on order, they have tricolor marker lights, and I'm like,
Oh,
"Shit, here we
great.
go."
Set it to white and red. White and red, those are fine, but that green is oof, it's like brighter than a traffic light.
Yeah, it's not good, but, I feel like Lionel's headed in the right direction,
Mhm.
and, the last few things I've got from him, I haven't had any issues with.
Yeah.
But, to that point, though, like, I've had problems with all the manufacturers, and
Yeah.
I know a lot of people love to bang on Lionel. I've had problems with MTH. Atlas, I know, has problems.
Mhm.
Third Rail's had problems. I know we're both friends with Jay,
Yeah.
but,
Mhm.
we're gonna say it how it
We will
is,
oh,
and
yeah. There's problems with all of them. It, it's obviously it's kind of a things come and go, when MTH first introduced their drawbar, there was a lot of problems. There still are, frankly. It's kind of a case by case thing. It's a weird design, and so stuff goes wrong, and, Lionel came out with, like, what was the engine that I'm thinking of? They had a run of, like, Santa Fe Northerns that had, like, a board programmed wrong, and so, like, the smoke units would all burn out, and, there's things like that that just come and go, and it's fine, but when there's multiples, that's when it, adds up and everyone's like, "Okay, this is just not great," and so, um, that's kinda with Lionel, they're so big, they make so much, and so there's just more chance for
yeah.
that. Um,
And I'm happy you brought up the drawbar problem with
yeah.
MTH, Sid, because
Mhm.
as you know,
Yeah.
I have a engine arriving tomorrow. It's,
Mhm. Yeah.
the MTH Premier B&O Pacific, Heavy Pacific, the, PS3. It's gonna have that shitbag drawbar on it, and I'm praying like hell. I'm praying I don't have a problem with it, man, so
Knock on wood, I usually don't have any problems with them. I know I say I know why. It all comes down to just a mix of them being, like, installed improperly from the factory, and so the angles are wrong, or people shoving them on wrong, and so they break the plug and things like that. So it's really just, like, you just gotta, like, get it on one time right, and then it's fine after that, even if you take it apart a bunch. But once you mess it up once, it's problems, and frankly, if it was me, I would redesign it. I would find a better solution. Heck, I'm fine with wired tethers. I don't know about you. I have nothing wrong with just a straight wired tether. Like,
yeah,
there's no
like the PS2s, the tether? Yeah,
yeah.
give it back. Bring it back. I'll
There
take
was
it back.
nothing wrong with that. I never like, third rail models have it. It's just a straight you have a drop plate, you can't see it, so but yeah, everybody, all the manufacturers have, can have hiccups and mess ups here and there. It's just, Lionel's just recently, it's easy. It's just like anything. When they're the biggest, it's easy to rag on them. And
Yeah.
I won't lie, I do, but at the same time, there's a million Lionel models sitting around me. Like, I can't say I'm not a fan of them. Like, they make stuff that I like.
Yeah, there's a bunch here too,
Yeah,
so
there's a lot.
I can't bag on 'em too hard all the time, but,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a Vision Line Class A sitting right next to me, and it's a
Exactly.
fantastic engine.
I'm like, I have Y6Bs, I have JLC stuff, I have the new Dreyfus. I know it's the wrong color, but I love the way it looks. Like, that's the only reason I kept it, is because even though the color's really light, it looks great, and so I'm like, okay.
It's sun faded.
It's very sun fade. It's like scrap line. I should put a little couple, like, Sharpie marks through the lettering so it looks like it's sitting on a scrap line.
I
Uh,
had, I had that entire set, as you know, and, I
yeah.
sold it, because I saw the MTH one, I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Shit, that's what it's supposed to be.
I also won't lie, I can't really sell it because it's like the cars are worth more than the engine,
They are.
and the engine's only worth like $900 now
Yep.
versus it was like a $1,500 engine. Like, talk
Yeah.
about it's like a supercar, like, immediate depreciation.
Yeah, I have thought about picking up another one,
Yeah.
and then, like, every time I see the cars, like, they're going for dumb money.
Yeah, the cars do go for crazy money, but yeah, I live with it.
It does happen, it does happen.
Yeah,
We were talking about the Lionel catalogs, like
yeah,
2014 being the
mm,
best,
yeah,
and the newest catalog had a bunch of the 250th anniversary stuff in it.
yeah,
Did you see the newest engine released in IRL, as the young kids say?
yeah.
The CPKC 250?
Yeah, I've seen that they released a couple of them. There's the one that's, like, blue and red, like, the all blue bottom and the red with all the stars on the back. That looks, I don't know if it has stars, maybe I there's so many red, white, and blue engines right
Yeah,
now, it's hard to
there's a
keep
pile of them right now.
but they look good. They're pretty patriotic. I must say the one that's got an eagle on it's definitely out there, but hey, it is our 250. You might as well go for it.
Yeah, for the half of the railroad that's in the United States,
Yeah,
the
exactly,
CP
right?
played pretty nice with that. So I thought that was pretty cool to
Yeah,
have a half Canadian, half American railroad do the 250 stuff. So
it is pretty cool. And
who do you think makes it first?
in model form, I'm betting MTH because they do the weekly announcements. I bet they do it.
Yeah, if they don't, I would imagine that Atlas will grab it. Because what kind of engine is that? An ES44?
It's either an ES44 or an ET44. I feel like MTH doesn't have an ET44, but they don't and, like but they probably don't care enough or, like, they'll sell them even if they're an ES44. Like, I
Yeah.
know the modern people are gonna scream at me for, they're different, but, um, I see, I don't know. They all look the same to me. That's a modern diesel, so I don't know. Like, there's lights
I
and
only know the difference between the Lionels if I see them when they're
yeah,
powered on and they have lights on the
the
side of
lights,
them.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
mhm.
only way I know the difference.
Yeah, I have no idea, but I think MTH will make them. If they don't, like you said, Atlas will. I think Lionel will probably just wait. If they're gonna do them, they're just gonna wait till the end of the year with, the next catalog. I say end of the year, July, whenever it
Yeah.
is.
They may rerun their ET44s, so.
Yeah, maybe.
And after to be fair, after I saw the ET44s in person, we saw the first one that we saw
Mhm.
at Legacy, and
Yeah.
then, obviously, we saw them at York in October, but
Mhm.
I was like, "Missed the boat on that one." Maybe I shoulda grabbed a
They
pair of those
they
because they
are
look
pretty
good.
coul. They
Yeah.
are pretty cool. I'm not a big diesel guy, but, like, I heard the one at Legacy, and I was like, "So this is what, like, a newly done up diesel looks like now." Like, we don't get that very often. Like, the last time they feel like they did up a full diesel new like that was the die-cast ES44 back in 2010.
I almost added a Kansas City Southern the other day. We were close to pulling the trigger, but it had a little few too many defects in it.
This one is gonna take me a very long time and a lot of money to get, but
I
I
already
want
know where you're headed.
I want the Boy Scout one. That's the one I want.
There is one on, trains right now, sir.
Of course there is. I guess I know what I'm doing after this. Um,
I'm pretty sure there is. I may be talking outside of my head, but I'm pretty sure there's one on there.
that's the one I want. I had the Gevo. At some point, I'm gonna find another one that's, like, beat up and fix it again. But I definitely want the Boy Scout one. It's just so cool with the BSA and the flag on the side.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
But don't forget when you buy the BSA ES44, you gotta get the tender to go or the, caboose to go with it.
The caboose is almost like aren't those things like $500 or
Dude, they're
some
dumb. Every time I
ridiculous
see one, I'm
oh
like, "You
my
guys are out of your minds."
Plus, there's all the cars. There's, like, the cylindrical hoppers and
Yeah.
the cover there's a lot of stuff to that set, like, that is a collector's item for
I
sure.
I saw a set at Grisbowski's,
Mhm.
one of the last within the last 4 Yorks, put it that way, and, I think he went like 25. He had all of it. I'm like looking back, I'm like, "Maybe shoulda grabbed that one."
That's a pretty good deal.
It's not the worst I see the engine go for 25
Yeah,
sometimes,
exactly.
so
I'm like, "Eh, you get the cars for free. That's fine."
yeah. Yeah. Speaking of York, I know there's some other train shows coming up here shortly, and
Uh-huh.
one that I was trying to attend. I know you have the I call it the two rail show. I don't know what you call it, but the one in Chicago.
Yeah. Mhm.
What do you got? What's your plans for that?
Yeah, so it's the I forgot what I think they call it the March O Scale meet. I think that's what the organization calls it, but that's what I call it, just the two rail show or the
Yeah,
Chicago show. It's a cool show, like it's funny saying two rail and three rail guys and we like going there, but it allows you to see stuff that you just would never see otherwise and find rolling stock and stuff that you can put, three rail wheels on to, run with all of our stuff.
yeah.
And it's just a cool time. It's in a hotel, like ball conference room kind of thing. And there's just a lot of good people, a lot of sunset two rail stuff. There is, some three rail stuff you'll find here and there. But they're all really nice. I'm not like most train shows, frankly, people are pretty nice. There's usually not that many people who are, gonna rag on you or be annoying. But they're always excited to see just people, young guys, old guys, whatever it is. They're just happy to see people. They like the hobby. They have some layouts running. It's a cool show. The first time I went, it was very much a just look at stuff. I had just bought a Vision Line Challenger at the time, so I didn't have any money to blow. And then this last time, I bought a Western Maryland Potomac. Um,
Somebody just went ballistic when they
yeah,
heard you say that.
someone's freaking out now. Yeah, I bought a Western Maryland Potomac. And this show, I'm probably not gonna buy all that much. Maybe some rolling stock, like poppers or a special caboose or something. But it's gonna be cool. Jay's gonna be there with his own booth. Hopefully he's gonna have some stuff on display like he did at York. I'm really hoping that these Blunami, like these test boards we got to basically prototype Blunami in third rail stuff come in before then, because we'll be able to just have that there on a little like demo board to show people and um, it should be pretty fun, and plus in Chicago, there's all kinds of train stuff. There's train shops. There's our friends at the bunker, they call it. Um, and there's also like layout tours as part of this show. It's sort of like York, where it's a multiple day thing. The show is like a day and a half or something in the you know buying and selling stuff, but then there's like a day or two of going to um club layouts and private layouts, sort of like a TCA, like national convention thing, or like the Piedmont Pilgrimage, where you just go around to
Yeah.
people's layouts. Yeah.
And like I know Jay was on the stream with me there, and he had me talked into going. He
Yeah.
did, and
Yeah.
then it dawned on me that I have a trip to make
Stuff going on. Yeah.
in beginning of May, right after York,
Mhm.
and I
Yeah.
was like, March, April, May trips. I'm like, that seems a bit outlandish. Let's back off of that, So
It's, it's a fun trip, obviously, like, it's not the end of the world. There's always train shows. The show happens every year. Um, it should be fun. I'm gonna, try and or Jay will probably be posting stuff the whole weekend. I know I think he might be going down to, I always forget their names, but there's the guys in St. Louis that have that big, it's like a private kind of club layout. I think he's going there after. It's definitely gonna be a train filled weekend for him.
yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah,
It sounds like a great time, and like maybe
yeah,
next year I can work that in because I won't have a May trip, you
yeah,
know, sandwiched in there. But yeah, I wanted to go because I thought it'd be cool to like kind of step outside of what I like and what I do.
yeah.
Obviously I'm
Hmm.
a 3 rail guy. I thought it'd be cool to go see the 2 rail stuff, and then I really want to go to the bunker and all these other guys' layouts because I know Chicago has a pile
They do.
of trained people around there. So
They do have a lot of people. The bunker. If you're not seeing it this time, if you go anytime, well, frankly, anytime you go to the bunker, but like within the next 2 months, I guarantee you that layout's gonna look like even better than it is now. It's a modular kind of around the room setup, but they just have good backdrops, good buildings. Rafe is the owner of the space, and he's just willing to invest in like everything, and so it's like ultimate like dream club setting.
oh, that's cool. That is
It's it's
cool.
it's it's honestly it's like the Lower Susquehanna. It's like just a group of good guys who are all passionate about it, and skilled at what they do, and so they're able to just put together a really nice setup, and it's just a good environment.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Like maybe next year I'll plan that one.
Yeah.
I like to get out to Chicago. I know Chicago is full of railroad history,
Yeah.
and current railroad
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
going on there.
Mhm.
Real life stuff, and it'd be kind of cool to just go out and see it and check it out because I've driven through there one time and I was like mind
Yeah.
blown at how many like little yards I saw. I'm like
Oh, yeah.
little train yards everywhere around here.
Yeah, it's cool, this stuff. I'm like, it's Chicago, that's where literally every railroad either dead-ended or they started from there and went west or like,
Yeah.
it was a hub. It was like New York and Washington, like, that's the Midwest hub for just almost all of any railroad, pretty much.
Well, while we're talking about train shows, I think it would be silly if we didn't at least mention a train show that happens next month in the month of April.
Yeah.
Let me not church it up so much. But we got the York train show coming up the 23rd, 4th, and 5th of April.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if I'll have you back on the podcast between now and then. So, uh, you going to York, Sid?
I am. I'll be there, kinda my usual Thursday, Friday, part of Saturday kind of deal. Um, I know, Thursday, like, obviously the show is the show, it'll be fun, go through all the halls, hang with people. Honestly, this time will be a lot of talking and hanging with people. Every time it just keeps ramping up. This past October, you and I think we're both just so busy. I think we said like hi to each other like maybe 2 times. Like,
Yeah, it was like the past several, like past 5 or 6 Yorks. Like we pretty much hung out most of them together. And like this past October, because I had Rebecca with me. I was like, yeah, we'll probably hang out with Sid a lot. And then she's like, I thought you were gonna hang out with Sid. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we both thought
yeah,
that.
we both thought that. We just got it's what happens. You're at the show and you get dragged into stuff. People want to look at stuff, talk, and there's just a lot going on. And I think April's usually a little more tame, but obviously you've been talking about it on your streams and the server, and everyone talks about York more and more now. And so I think there's going to be a lot of guys from the crew there, and so I think there'll be just a lot of people to talk to, meet again. Um, Obviously, there's the club, Lower Susquehanna, and usually we do like a Thursday kind of thing. Is usually when we kind
I
of go
think
there.
I think we're gonna call it Thursday because obviously, we typically have plans Friday night, and so I think Thursday we're gonna try to invade the club like we did last year.
Yeah,
I'd never seen that many people in that club before. I was like,
that was
holy shit.
yeah, that was a lot going on there.
Yeah, that was a bit madness, but, yeah, I'm looking forward to York, and I know it's gonna probably just increasingly get more and more, like, busy for me because like, I've been approached about doing a few different things for social stuff this year, and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
"That's new.
but yeah,
I didn't know this was a thing," you
yeah,
know?
exactly, yeah. Um,
But there is an event, maybe. So, I'm planning on flying into Baltimore. BWI, is that the one you told me?
yeah,
Yeah, I'm planning
good
on flying
plan.
into Baltimore, and then, pretty sure I'm gonna go to the museum.
He's finally doing it, people. He's doing it.
Yeah. I can't be the YouTube B&O guy and, have not been to the B&O museum, so I think I'm gonna fly in Wednesday, and then,
Nice.
I think we're gonna try and get some guys together to go to the museum. Obviously, I know you're not far from there. If you're not busy, you would like to
Yeah.
go. I think we may rope, RBP into it. I believe we talked about it,
Oh
so
yeah.
we're gonna
He's close as well. Yeah.
try and get a few of the guys I know to kinda just go hang out in the museum
Yeah.
and, see what the hell it really is. But, that's my plan, and then I'll be there Thursday, Friday, and then leave Saturday,
Nice.
like normal.
Yeah. It's I'm not in the position
Oh,
to
oh,
do this.
wait a minute,
Oh,
so wait a minute.
yeah.
You can tell your dad my dad'll be there this year, so
Oh,
he's
look at
coming
that.
back.
My dad'll be ecstatic. He asks me every year, and it's usually no, because I know your dad's, just traveling and just
Yeah.
coordinating things. But yeah, he'll love that.
Mhm.
He loves talking. They
As of
love
right now,
talking.
the plan my for is for my dad to come,
Nice.
we have some other things in the family going on that may affect that, but, the plan is for him to come, so
Nice. Yeah, that'll be cool. What was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna say like, people it's York's a very the way York works and the timing and all that has been a very hot topic for years now just 'cause it's weird how it's like a weekday into a weekend show, but it's like a week event because they rent the fairgrounds forever. And, like, in case people don't know, and I wish I could, like, take off the time to do this, like, people used to make, like, a vacation they still do, but, like, people make a vacation out of this, like, the show used to have, like, a lot the whole week, from events to manufacturer stuff to the swap meets going on in hotel they still go on, like, the bandit meets and stuff, but, like, it used to really be this, like, full-on week of just train madness, and so even to this day, like you said, you're flying in on a Wednesday or whatever and going to the museum, and people drive in on like a Monday and they set up at the show, but then they go to Strasbourg and there's bandit shows. Like I wish I could take off a week and just have like a train vacation almost.
Yeah,
That would
yeah.
be very cool. Hopefully someday the show exists then, and I guess I have the time off to be able to do that. But yeah, it's York is just always great, whether it's buying trains, which we always buy too much. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
we seem to have that trend. Um, but of course, it's just become over time and more recently, it's just very much a social thing. It's just hanging with people, meeting people. It's like that's just what it's all about.
Yeah, and, like, I'm gonna go ahead and say it again, and I know you guys all make fun of me on my stream. I, I'm not trying to do my typical normal, which apparently it got brought to my attention. My average is, like, buying, like, 5 engines every time I show up at York.
Well, if you have that.
We're not gonna do that, it's like, I'm really hoping to just go and kinda hang out and make it more
Yeah.
like a social thing,
Hmm.
and there is a few things that I wouldn't mind finding, and if I do, I'm gonna get them. Like, I'm not naive, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy them,
Hmm.
but yeah, I'm just really looking forward to going and hanging out, and I understand. I've had people tell me, York is dying. People that know what the actual numbers are. I've heard this from people,
Hmm.
and I understand that it probably is to an extent, and I understand that York is not the same York that all the guys on the OGR want to talk about it was
Yeah.
back in like
Hmm.
'92 or
Yeah.
some silly
Yeah.
year,
Whenever.
right?
Yeah. Hmm.
But like like I tell everybody that hangs out in my Discord or on my stream or new to the hobby, it's still awesome.
It is
It's still
awesome.
fucking awesome.
It's
Like
still
it's a
awesome.
great show. I
Like,
enjoy it.
you can't there's no swap meet for trains bigger than this. Like, that's the thing. York evolved from a trade show swap meet to pretty much just a swap meet with some manufacturer stuff. It's all a bunch of weird politics and things that have gone on over time, but, like, you can't beat like, a swap meet, it's no different than going to a car parts swap meet, like, they're all over the place, and when you find a good one, it's amazing because it's so fun, and you socialize with people. I'm like, stories, just stuff like this I tell this one every once in a while. I was in the Silver Hall just walking around, I come to this guy's booth, he just has some kinda, like, '90s Lionel stuff, and I was just looking through it, and I don't remember how we started just having a conversation, but he was Tom Brady's dorm room security guard. He kept Tom Brady in the dorm and kept him from going and doing, drinking and doing silly stuff at Michigan. And I'm like, like you don't hear that just, sitting at home and, buying stuff off online. That's a convenience thing. I understand not everybody has to go to a train show, but like it's a social thing on top of being just like the ultimate swap meet.
Yeah, it is, and, like, I understand, a lot of people think it's outlandish that, they have to buy a TCA membership and all this
Mhm.
bullshit to go,
Yeah.
and I understand that the recent news within the TCA pisses people off, but it doesn't change the fact it's the only way you're gonna go to York for 3 days, just to be a TCA member, and if you're in this hobby, pay your little $50 for the membership and move on with your
I was
life.
gonna say, I'm gonna spend more on a single freight car than I am the total membership for a year and both shows. Like, I guarantee you I can find 150 I can just find a Berwick. A Berwick costs more than the membership for an entire year
Yeah,
and both shows. Like,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like, it's just I'm like, I don't agree with everything going on, but at the same time, I wanna go to a train show, so I'll just pay the money. Go.
Yeah, and my other
It'll be
thing
fun.
with, the TCA and all the bullshit going on with
Mhm.
that, this, that, and the other thing is, I understand we really if we didn't have the York Train Show,
Yeah.
probably would survive. Me and you
Yep.
would be fine, like,
Mhm.
we'd still bullshit on the internet,
Yep.
but at the same time, York Train Show has been here way longer than me and you said, and, like, it's part of this it's part of being in this hobby is you hear about this gigantic ass train show,
It is.
and it's just like, let's keep that going, like, let's keep the history of that going. And, let's keep the history of the TCA going, even though it's a club. We don't really need clubs in 2026, but let's
No.
let's keep that history of that going and
Yeah.
like honor the history of this hobby. And it's just pay the bill. Come to the train
Exactly.
show. It's
Exactly.
worth it.
And this is something I'm gonna say, I know there's a lot going on with TCA in general. The York Train Show itself isn't national TCA, it's the Eastern Division, which is a whole, kinda it's part of it's this whole network, but Eastern is its own separate thing, just like Metka is its own thing. They're tied to national, but it's a separate thing. Like, you're basically going to the Eastern Division show. It's not the national show. The national, they have their, convention or whatever every year. Like, that's their thing. Um, that's something I always want to tell people. I know you have to have a national membership because of the whole odd system, but it was very confusing when I first started. Like, it's funny, we've been watching guys get their badges and stuff. We've had to like explain them, like, you have to go on this website and then do this and then call this lady and then all this
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But once you get it all together, like, it does work. Eastern Division is underneath just some stuff. They're good people. Like, Eastern is good people. They care about it. Like, they love the show, and so do all of we. It's so good.
Yeah. And
You're
like
not gonna find anything else like it.
and everybody talk you hear a lot of the YouTube guys talk about the Orange Hall. Rightfully so. The Orange
Oh,
Hall
yeah.
is
Mhm.
it's where the money's at for the normal people, right?
Yep.
Like
Mhm.
that's where most of the modern stuff is.
Yep.
Grisbowski's, Vince's, Trains,
Yep.
Nassau Hobby,
All of
all
them.
those
Yeah.
types of people.
Mhm.
Hold on, don't forget my favorite, Brady's. We gotta talk about Brady. But
Brady.
like all those guys are in the Orange Hall. But like and people tend to discount the member halls, and
They
man,
do.
pay for the membership so you can get in the member halls because I'm here to tell you, me and Sid have walked through every single one of those halls, and I'm pretty sure Sid's been with me when I pulled something out of every single hall for a ridiculous ass deal. Whether it be steam engines, Texas special sets, just regular
That
diesels, like it doesn't matter.
I think you and I have found our best deals, ironically, in the White Hall.
Hmm.
You found that Texas Special, that Chessie set that you split up with the guy,
Yeah, the Hudson, the New York Central Hudson, where it was Command,
and the
and
EM1.
and keep going, sir.
Is there one more? Oh,
Yes, sit at your house.
this thing that's sitting next to me, the big boy, yeah. All this
Yeah,
stuff has been in those halls
yeah,
because this is for people to understand. Those halls are obviously member halls, but those people don't have to have, like a dealership set up and, tax ID, like all this stuff. It's like being at a little ma and pa show. So I think it's cheaper. It's, stuff for the dealers. And so, you know, if some guy has 20 locomotives he wants to sell, he's not going to go out of his way to go into the orange and set up in there for a tiny table. No, he's going to go into the white or blue or silver, all these halls and set up. And, when you're the one guy in the, you know, madness of just everything else, like, you're gonna stick out. The D3R guys were in there this past October because that's where you got the EM1 from Dave Smith. Um, and then you also got the big boy from there in April or
Chris
last
Lord,
October from yeah.
Chris
And
Lord, yeah, from
and
the
so
hydraulic.
it's like, and I've bought a bunch of stuff. I bought my new daylight pasture cars from that. I think from like one table down from the guy that had the Texas Special. And like, definitely don't skip those halls. It is worth, even just if you have to do a quick walkthrough, like,
Yeah,
do not skip the other halls.
yeah, they're all good. I bought the other engine that's at your house, the JLC Challenger came
Challenger,
out
yeah.
of the blue or
Blue, yeah,
silver,
mhm.
blue.
It was
So all
brand new.
those, yeah, yeah, brand new my ass.
Brand new.
But like I got it for what I get it for $700, I think it was
Yeah,
something like
it was
that.
a good deal. It's a nice engine.
But yeah, if you guys are going to York, man, don't skip the any halls other than the Orange. Like, obviously go to the Orange. There's deals in
Yeah.
there, but all of the halls have great deals. And as long as you're willing to like walk through and look, and you have some sort of an idea what you're looking at, like you can
Mhm.
find some solid deals. Hell, one year there was a Vision Jivo in the Blue Hall, and everybody was racing through there trying to find it, and I didn't win that one. So
Oh, yeah, I
I
remember
lost that
that,
race.
yeah.
Mike Trippus got that one, but
Oh, that's funny. Well, hey, you still got, like, the smoking deal on a Jevo. Was it that same York, or was it the York
it
after?
was the next York.
The
It was
next
the next
York,
York.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was a deal.
yeah, that was a deal, man. That was a stupid deal. And the funny thing is, like, it's sitting right back here. You probably see it in some of my shorts sometimes. Like, I don't put it on the shelf. I leave it set there. I'm like, "Let's not fool with this thing. Let's not take a chance of bending up handrails and all this other dumb
Right,
shit that likes
yeah.
to happen to them." And it sets over there, and it's, like, that one and the Jivo and the diecast BNSF they just stay lashed up at all times. They're
Yep.
just constantly hooked together, and it's beautiful.
I also know that there's steamers that weigh more than those things, but I'm like, you don't want the day to come where they're on a shelf and, they fall because of, there being the most heavy thing probably on the shelf. Like, what are those I've never weighed one. What do those things weigh, like 15 pounds, 20
I'd say
pounds,
they're
something
they're
like
close to 10, I think.
10? Yeah,
I think the big boys are like 15. I mean,
yeah.
I do have my diecast centipedes on the shelf, so
Though yeah, those are talk about units, oh my gosh.
yeah, dude, like, I can't have them on the layout, they take up too much room, it's
They're
ridiculous.
huge, yeah. Um, I'm trying to think now. Have I ever seen a set of centipedes at York other than
Yeah, we saw some Pensies one year.
Pensies? Yeah, I've never seen the UPs again.
No, they're super rare.
They're hard to find.
Hashtag rare, you know,
Hashtag
I
rare.
should
Yep.
make a hashtag rare video.
They probably do really well.
I
It's as I've learned, it's pretty easy to say something's, hard to find when it's clearly not.
Yeah, dude, I mean, you made that video back in the day with, the Unshrouded and the A2, and
Yeah,
the
mhm.
A2 is hard to find.
It is hard to find,
The
yeah.
Unshrouded, they're hard to find until the first one pops up, and then they come in waves,
Yeah,
and then they'll go away, and then they come back in waves, you know?
mhm.
But I bought my, Uncharted the very first work I went to out of
Yep.
the Blue Hall.
Yep, exactly. Mhm. They were everywhere that show.
Yeah, I got it for 600, I think? I have to check my
That
spreadsheet, but it
that's a
was it
good
was cheap.
deal.
Yeah, it
That's a
was
good
cheap.
deal. See, it's stuff like this. You can't overlook York just because of what people are saying, because you're not gonna be able to, like, if you've never been to the show, you're not gonna have a reference for what it used to be. Like, even I don't have a reference for, like, what it used to It's been like it is now the whole time I've been going. It's just it's become more social because of my, interaction with people online. But
Yeah,
it's always just been a big swap meet, and that's what I love about it.
yeah. I think, maybe the first year that we went after COVID was at October 21. That one, the Purple Hall was full that year, and I haven't seen the Purple Hall that full since
Yeah,
then.
mhm.
But other than that, they've all been pretty consistent. Just do yourself a favor, guys. If you have the ability or live remotely close to it, go to York or buy an airplane ticket. They have this thing called shipping. It's not that terrible. Just pay
Yeah.
the shipping bill. But just go to York. It's worth it. And you guys all, and you get a chance to see Sid. I mean, what the hell else you guys want? Like,
You get the chance to see a lot of people. I
yeah,
I feel like every York, the, uh, the diversity of people, so to speak, is like, you have the chance to just see any like, if you've seen someone on YouTube or, or just know somebody in this hobby, there's a pretty good chance you're gonna see them at York.
yeah. I mean, I know the guy pretty relatively well. We speak, but it still shocks me every time I see Norm Charbonneau. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, that's like the best photo I've ever seen in my life. He's just walking around York.
Yep, yep.
You
Yep,
know, so it's worth going. But, Sid, on a more important note,
yeah.
more important than York, there's been a new development
Mhm.
I
What's
think we
that?
should address.
Mhm.
I've noticed, sir, that you have made your triumphant return to YouTube.
Yeah, after, like, what was it, August of last year or something?
I don't know, dude, it was
I
forever.
don't remember. It was the end of the summer last year was when I had last made a video, and then I was little hiatus with all kinds of stuff going on. But yeah, I came back. I made a video on some Blunami, settings to change, and, that was a video I'd been thinking about. A bunch of people in your server had been asking for stuff like that, and whenever I make content, obviously it's for myself, it's for me to enjoy, to just do, but I like it to, serve a purpose, whether it's entertainment or just education is like Blue is a hot topic right now, and so I was like, let me give them a tip that I use and something that improves the models beyond just what you get out of the box, with the electronics, and so it's helping people. I'm also working on some other videos right now. I've been showcasing on Instagram and on the Discord servers this CNO E8 I've been working on making it a fixed pilot locomotive. I recently just got 2 brass steamers. I got a Pecos River brass Santa Fe Hudson last night, and then today a, third rail, Sunset, Greenbrier arrived. So I've got all kinds of stuff to show off right now, and so there's quite a few videos in the queue to be done. Like, I'm actually working on them. I have my little notes and scripts. I'm filming. Like, this isn't me just saying stuff. Like, I'm actually trying again because I just have the energy and desire to do it right now, and I'm not in school anymore, I'm working, and so even though work is work, it's more consistent than school was, so I can, come
Yeah.
home, record stuff, edit, put out a video, like, it's not as there's not as much going on, and so I'm excited to do stuff again. Making videos are fun, like, it's a lot of fun just doing that.
Yeah, I for all you guys that don't know, I've known Sid for quite a few years, and back in the day when Sid was in, I'm pretty sure like high school still,
Yeah,
he was
mhm.
making videos like every other day. It seemed like, and I'm like, what is
Yeah.
this doing? Like, can't keep up with this pace, you know. But no, it's good to see you come back to making videos, man.
Yeah.
Because like I've missed them, and like obviously I talk to you all the time. It's nothing for me to just talk to you, but it is good to see your videos come back around. When you release, I saw you release the video the other day, and
Mhm.
I was really thinking it might have been a backshot video of a big boy that
Oh,
belongs to someone I know, but
yeah. There's, it's funny, I've actually never thought about that. Um, I've never thought about my customers and, like, when they see the video on the back shop, then they know it's done. Usually, I tell them before, but if I
yeah,
don't, then they know it's done. That's funny.
yeah,
I've never thought about that. Um, something you mentioned is, like, yeah, we talk all the time, but there's something entertaining or just fun about watching your friend on a video. I don't know what it is. It's just like I don't know what it is. It's because we can literally just talk to each other. I could just ask you what about whatever it is, but there's something fun about watching a video of your friend.
and, like, as far as my YouTube channel goes, like, I haven't made a proper video in a long time.
Yeah.
I've been making reels and shorts or whatever you wanna call
You're
them,
on
they're
a
shorts on
roll.
YouTube.
You are on a roll, man. It's good.
I've been ripping them out, and I have so many out now. Occasionally, like I'll take the easy button and I'll just repost an older one or
Mhm.
something, but like I
Yeah.
did today. Uh, but we will have some new content coming out, new videos, and somebody asked me on my stream if I can make a video and show how I do my grass,
Oh, yeah.
and I was kind of like flattered by that, and kind of like now I'm a little nervous, because there's guys that are like Norm Charbonneau. I'm like, my grass don't look like Norm Charbonneau. It's like you don't want to watch my grass, bro.
The fact like, I don't have this and I need to do this, the Chicago guys have told me forever and I just haven't done it. The fact that you have, like, a blend, not just a layer is what's going on, you have that base layer of color, then you have the texture with the coarse stuff.
Yeah.
It's, what's the blend that, like, Adirondack
Oh,
blend
he
that
uses
kinda like yeah.
Adirondack, yeah.
Like, what you got going there is sorta like that. It's the blend where you got multiple like, just textures, and so it looks really good. I need to do that on my mountains in the future and stuff because it just when it's just one, like, the thin, like, really fine stuff and no,
Yeah.
coarse, it just doesn't look that great.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll make a video then of it and just quick and put a disclaimer. "Hey,
Well,
man, I
that's
don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just doing."
Well, that's the thing, like, everyone like, it's so funny. There's manuals, there's older videos, there's so much information out there on, like, how to wire a layout and how to wire a TIU, how to wire legacy, and nothing's changed. It's just we have we have a base 3 and we have a W. They're the same thing that
Yeah.
as what we had before wiring-wise, but, like, people keep asking, like, I sometimes think, "Oh, maybe I'll do it," but man, people are very stuck on, like, what's right and wrong. I have an electrical background. There's a lot of rights and there's a lot of wrongs. I just go with one method that I use, and I've thought about doing a video on it. but it's like you said, it's like, I don't know if I'm like there's, like, a lot of other people that have done it, there's a lot of older videos that are really good, like, one of the best videos explaining command systems is Eric's video from years ago, like, that is the best explanation of these systems, and so it's a I don't know thing, it's like you said, you put a disclaimer and you say, like, "This is what I do, it's not the end all be all, but, if
Yeah.
you enjoyed it,
Yeah, dude,
it's"
like,
yeah.
with the I see a lot of the wiring questions come through, and, people have asked me wiring stuff. I'm like, "Bro, I got an MTH terminal block. I run wires to pickups, like,
Yep.
that's it. Like, I don't get
That's
too carried away with
Yep,
this."
that is literally one of the methods, it's basically star wiring.
Yeah.
I use bus, I just have one solid loop around and drops and, it loops back at each end to a terminal block, like,
Yeah.
literally, like, I don't have any fancy stuff going on, uh, but it's people, it's not really their fault, I understand there's a lot of misinformation, a lot of back
It's
and forth.
misinformation, and, like, a lot of these guys, have the room
Yeah,
and the resources to build big layouts, and then, like, building a big layout is cool. It's
mhm,
fantastic. If you
it
can
is,
do it,
yeah,
you should do it. Second part is putting track on top of that layout's easy.
mhm,
When you get up under that bitch and you start looking at where you gotta pull all these wires, you're like,
wow.
I need 9 miles of wire for this son of
Exactly.
a"
The hardware to set up a layout costs and takes more time than anything else. Like, buying trains is easy, running trains is easy, laying track is probably the simplest part of everything.
Yeah.
Gosh, the amount of money that can go into track and scenery and just everything, it is insane.
Yeah, what are switches right now from Ross? Like 100, 110,
Yeah,
whatever the hell
100,
they are?
110. I'm like, track is, I don't know what a 30-inch section is, and curves are crazy, and heck, wood just for your bench work, like, wood is all over the place. You hit it at a bad month, and like plywood will be out the wazoo
Yeah, the
expensive.
the 2 by 4s isn't bad.
No.
It's the 3/4 inch plywood or whatever
Yeah.
thickness you're fooling with.
Mhm.
If you're getting half inch, it's not terrible, but you start getting a thicker shit, it gets rough.
Plus, I don't use the nicest stuff on my table, mostly because I have Homicide on top, but, like, Jason, Stuckert, JD Stucks, his layout was amazing, and when he redoes it, it's gonna be amazing. He had the, like, nicest plywood I have ever seen
Oh,
because
did he have finished plywood?
yeah, he had that really smooth stuff. And so because he had, like, ordered all that stuff from one of those, like, wood companies where it comes on a truck because he didn't wanna get any, like, warped stuff or anything, like, I understand, he had a pretty big table there. Um, but when I saw that, I was just like, "Whoa, okay." I'm like, "That's a good investment," that stuff's gonna last a while and not have any problems, but, like, for someone building a smaller layout or maybe doesn't have the funds, I understand if they look at that and are like, "Whoa." Jason's layout is amazing. I'm not saying don't do
No,
that,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but, like, there's nothing wrong with, going with a slightly lower grade and having Homosode or something on top, or just painting it and not caring because you got road bed and stuff like that. But obviously, if you want like I don't know if you've watched Jason's videos, like, he's on the table, he's standing on it, like, he could probably do, like, push-ups and jumping jacks on it, like, that's really strong stuff. Um, but there's so much that goes into a layout. Mine's not the nicest thing in the world, um, by any stretch of the imagination. It's a combination of old tables and stuff I've put together. But, when you start adding up those numbers for track, wood, fork, road bed, all this stuff, it gets out of hand real quickly.
I have the same road bed that Eric uses in
Oh,
his
yeah, that
videos,
that foam stuff, yeah,
and that
mhm.
company's out of business, and I have reached out and tried to figure out, like, what that foam is, and I got it.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I have it figured out now. I have thought about, like, maybe trying to open, like a little deal just selling that road bed 'cause people ask me for what it is, where to get it all
yeah,
the time, and I'm like, "Well, I do know what kinda rubber or what kinda foam it is now."
material is, yeah.
I know who makes the foam, I know where to get it at, so, I don't know, we'll see something about
Not
that, but
not a
yeah,
not a bad idea.
not terrible, I could be the new road bed guy, and you wouldn't have to send me a money order, you could just, you know, because that company was weird, like, you would call them, tell them what you wanted, they'd tell you a price, you'd have to send them a money order, I'm like,
Mhm.
"Bro, we got the internet, like, we
It's
could PayPal this."
it's like Glenn Snyder before Trains acquired him. You had to send him a check. Yeah, you had to send Gun Snyder Shelving a check. There was no credit card, no, like, I think it literally had to be a check or cash in person.
Yeah, like at York, they used to call
Yeah,
New York.
mhm.
That's nuts, man.
It's an old school model, definitely a good way to, I guess, keep stuff under the table, I guess,
Yeah, the tax man don't gotta know about
but
it.
but it's just like, "Whoa, okay, that," like, I don't have checks, I'm in my 20s, I've written checks before with, like, with people, but,
Yeah,
people don't have checks anymore, it's just not a common thing.
no, I have no idea where my checks are. Couldn't tell you.
Right?
They're lost in the ether
Yeah,
somewhere. I'm not sure. I have
yeah.
them in there, but well, Sid, we've been
Uh,
on here for about an hour, man. So I guess we can go ahead and close this one up.
yeah.
Sid, let them know where the boys can find you at.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. My channel is Sid's Trains. You can find me on Instagram under Sydney's Trains, and I'm on a bunch of the Discord servers, including the O Gauge Evolution server under Sid's Trains as well.
Sid, and don't forget, guys, if you guys have questions about getting a legacy upgrade done, Blue Nami install, PS3, PS2, whatever you need,
Yep.
call Sid. He can help you out.
Yep.
He can definitely help you.
Yep. Just get in contact, and I can help you.
Yeah, and whatever you do, don't message me and ask me what Sid charges because I have no idea. I just pay him when he tells me, so I have no idea what he charges for stuff. I get that from people like, "What does Sid
Yeah.
charge?" I'm like, I don't
No,
know."
I get it. Hey, you're like one of you're the top 5 customers of mine.
Hey, I try. I'm pretty sure my Y6B's got you a few more Y6Bs to
Well,
do.
yeah,
So,
it has gotten me quite a few.
and I'm pretty sure when my Challenger gets done, that'll be a problem for you.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be a problem.
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
Oh, it's
Like
fine, I can't complain, I cannot
you
complain.
can't complain. Well, and also you can check Sid out on the Miniature Models podcast. He is a host over there, and
Mhm.
he just happens to be a friend of mine, so I get to steal him every once in a while. So,
Yeah.
uh, as you know, I'm Zach, aka Joker. I have a YouTube channel, Joker's Trained. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. What's the other one? TikTok.
Yeah.
Apparently Twitch. You can find me on there, Joker's Trains. Everything is Joker's Trains. If it's social media, I'm Joker's Trains. Hit up the merch store if you want one of my shirts, want a shirt for the podcast, and then join the Discord. Link will be in the show notes here. Do appreciate all you guys for tuning back in after a 2-month hiatus. I promise we'll try to get some episodes out here a little bit more often than we've been doing. Until next time, I'm gonna holler at y'all. See ya.
See ya.